I went to school just to please my dad. Developed some anger as aftermath. I fell off the course while you wait for a Porsche. I'm coming in late off a helipad. I ain't got that money, my nose always running.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be covering OG Bears. They just released their new white paper and it is banging. That thing is so detailed and so long. So to keep it all condensed, I have written down what I think are the most important aspects of the white paper. But first, we're going to start off just showing some of their artwork in case you're new and you don't know what they look like. So there are these bears. There are brown bears, black bears, polar bears, ice bears, and some other kind of bears. But essentially, these are what they look like. Sorry about that. A little scam likely, interrupting the video. And yeah, these are what they look like. I think they're pretty cool. I've shown them before, but I think they have some of the coolest artwork. And now they're going to have a metaverse. Oh, all right. What do you mean they're going to have a metaverse, Nick? Every single project says they're going to have a metaverse. What makes this metaverse any different? Well, sure, it's just a promise and it's all in the making, but theirs is extremely detailed and very thought out. First off, it's going to be also like an OG verse or a metaverse within a metaverse. So there's going to be these different worlds and each world is going to be its own project. So that to me says I think they're going to be partnering with some other projects. And I've seen in some of their artworks that I can no longer find for whatever reason. Maybe they took them down off of their website, or maybe I'm just forgetting where I saw them. But I did see a picture with Tiger Society in it and talking about their metaverse. And I also saw a Lion Legends. Now, this is just artwork that I've seen. Maybe it's Mandela's effect. Maybe I'm going crazy. But these are what I think so far they have planned to partner with. Anyways, on their specific metaverse, it's called Bearth. It is after the apocalypse has happened and all the humans are dead and wiped off due to climate change. And now there's only 3 islands because the world has split into 3. So this middle one is going to be where the black and brown bears reside. This is called the Grizzly Island, and there's a bunch of chaos that goes on here and people are constantly at war. The other one in the top north is going to be the Polar Island, which is going to be happy, friendly, and where all the polar bears are chilling. Then you've got the White Mountains, which I believe is over here to the top right. And that is home to a bunch of paranormal bears that are preparing to conquer Bearth. Now, it's just a myth though, maybe it's not happening. Wink, wink, hint, hint. And if we scroll down, we can see these are the 2 bears on the middle island. These are the 2 bears in the Polar Bear Islands, and these are the zombie bears planning to take over Bearth. And now this is where things start getting juicy. They're talking about a freemium mobile game and then a play-to-earn metaverse for the PC and mobile. So what they're doing is they're creating it to where anybody with an NFT or without an NFT can play the game, but they're going to experience some sort of lesser product, such as you can't do everything, or you are given ads that slow down your gameplay, which helps the company make money, which will then be used to help out the premium players. So that's a great model, in my opinion. And then maybe some other things such as you don't get rewards or you don't earn NFTs, but you can still play the game. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do this, but bringing in people that can play the game for free is also going to bridge people over who maybe want to pay a little bit or even get into Cardano in general. So even if these people play this game, they're like, oh, I don't really like it, but they gave it a shot, then they learned about Cardano. It still helps the overall market, in my opinion, and I think this is a great model. So obviously, to play the play-to-earn game, you will need to own a bear, and that will be your in-character avatar. And now they're also going to be adding land and business, and you're going to be an owner of that land and business. So this hasn't come out yet, but they are going to do a land drop coming in the future at some point. I don't know if it's going to be for holders only or how they're going to do this, but I would hope that they would do it for holders only, or at least some sort of discount maybe for the early investors. I don't know. I think all of that is still to be determined. So another thing to note is that the land/business owners will be separate from the OG bears. You won't be able to be a user of both. However, a user can own both a bear and a land tile. Such users will be able to switch and play from both aspects of the game. Not at the same time, but you'll be able to switch from within the game and control your business, and then switch back and play your bear. Now, because there's going to be 8,000 bears, that means in theory there should only be a maximum of 8,000 people allowed on at one time. So this helps them scale the game pretty well, I think. Owning multiple bears will allow the user to switch and play from each character separately. So if you use a bear's energy and now you're like, oh, well, this bear is done for the day, you can switch to another bear, use all his energy, and then go back to your other bear, and maybe you'll have some energy from restoring and not playing with him for a little bit. But they also say that they will be expanding the metaverse and incorporating new players as they move along in project development. So they don't want to stop at just 8,000 players, because that would be a pretty small amount of players. However, in the future, once it's able to be scaled a little bit nicer, then they will debate on how they want to add new players without devaluing the OG bears. So, as I was talking about, some of these features won't be available to the freemium people, such as VR, such as owning your own business and making money off of it. And on the same subject, how they're going to do this is they're going to have the data of the users decentralized on the blockchain, and their earnings will be in the form of a blockchain-based token. So you don't have to show everybody exactly what you're making. It'll be kind of in a token if you want to hide it that way, or you just want it to be private. I don't know, but it's decentralized and on the chain. So now here's where they talk about the play to earn aspect a little bit. They're going to have their own token, as most metaverses do. It's going to be $Salmon, and you're going to be able to trade it on MuleSwap and on SundaySwap. And the ways that you're going to earn it are through doing mini games, which we've already seen some of their mini games. If you've played in their Discord, you throw a fish to the bear and there's wind, and you need to account for where it's going to blow. That was their first mini game ever released. As we also talked about, owning land/business, you'll be able to rent out the land, or you'll be able to sell your goods with the business. Achievements and experience points. So as you do stuff, you will get experience, and you will also get achievements after doing a certain amount of thing. If you played any video game, you know how achievements work. And an in-game marketplace. So you can maybe fish, you'll get a fish by fishing, obviously. And then you can sell it, because when you eat stuff in the game, which we will get to later, it gives you energy. And you need energy to play in the mini games. And every mini game levels you up, and you can earn achievements. You get where this is going. Alright, a little short description on the mini games. It's the main way that you get Salmon tokens, and the main way that you get experience. And every time you complete it, you will be given some depending on how well you did. And each mini game will have its own difficulty, so you'll just have to pick the ones that you're the best at, and you'll probably stick with those for a while. Alright, this part details the owning a business and how the land kind of works. So their map is already pre-made and designed accordingly to what they think is going to be the best for people to have ease of access to, and where the main kind of loading screens are, that kind of thing. So in order to have a business, how I am interpreting this is going to be, let's say, like this plot of land right here, this little square that I'm looking at is a hospital or something. All right, you need to own this plot, this little square of land. Or maybe the hospital is on 4 plots, right? Like this plot, this plot, this plot, and this plot. In the middle is the hospital. You would need to own all 4 of those to own the hospital. If you don't, I believe you'd own fractionalized pieces of the hospital, and you'd somehow split that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just assuming maybe that's how it would work. Because if nobody owns it and nobody can come up with an agreement, then that hospital in theory would just be worthless and nobody could ever use it. Maybe it would go back to the developers and they would just sell it. I don't know. Anyways, what I was talking about earlier is if you own a burger shop, you would be able to sell burgers to people, because people want to eat the burger to give them energy. So you can already see an application in game where this really helps out the player. He's definitely going to want a burger, because this dude's, you know, little Johnny, and he's been playing for 30 hours straight because he's all coked up on Mountain Dew, and he needs to keep playing. So he's going to go back to your shop. He's eating a bunch of burgers. He's probably had like 40,000 calories today, but he's going to keep going back because he wants to play fishing, you know, or whatever mini game it is that he wants to play. So your business is going to be booming. As long as little Johnny's online, you're going to be doing just fine. The achievements and rewards, every time you earn experience, you go up a little bit, just like Pokemon, just like every game, and then you'll level up. And when you level up, there are certain levels that you can hit that will give you achievements. There's monthly competitions / leaderboards, so if you didn't do so well that month, you still can go in and try to do well the next month, and you're not going to be behind by a large number if they were to do an all-time leaderboard. So the next section is they're talking about an in-game marketplace. So if you have a bunch of items that you're not really using, let's say you don't play that much, but you got a crap ton of burgers, maybe you could sell some burgers on the aftermarket. And the benefits of doing this would be to increase the value of the token, increase engagement in the game, allow users to get rid of items that they don't want, just like I said, and it just adds a unique gameplay feature. I mean, we don't even really need to talk about the benefits. I just feel like every metaverse and every video game period, if it's going to be multiplayer, should have a marketplace. So well done. So these are their controls, you know, pretty standard for a mobile game. You just kind of, you know, joystick, on-screen buttons, yada yada, tilt to move the player. Okay. PC is going to be, you know, WASD as it always is. You move with the mouse and the keyboard. Go down. The view is going to be third person. That's what their mini map looks like. And there's a bear. Maybe that's a conflict zone. Who knows? The Grizzly Island will always be set to night, and the mountains. And the mountains will always also be set to night. Polar Island will be set in the daytime. This is what your character looks like. The exact character owned will be what is in the metaverse. We've already spoken about this. And then in your inventory, you will have whatever item is in his mouth. And then I'm assuming once that's gone, it's gone forever. But when you first load up the game, whatever item that you have in your mouth will be put in your inventory. I think they also spoke about maybe having this be available once per day. So if you have a burger in your mouth, you may get a burger every single day for free. These are all the items that you can have in your mouth. It looks like a coin, salmon, hot dog, yada yada. And then they say that they're going to have an inventory system. So as you play games and as you earn things, you will have 16 items that you can fit in your inventory slot. If you earn another one while you have a full 16, you'll need to drop one in order to hold it. The item that you drop will go on the ground and people can pick that up. So be careful with that. You may want to bank if they have some sort of banking in the game before you do some sort of task to get another item, or somebody may come along behind you and just scoop it up. Here is also where it explains what I was just wondering. So you will every 24 hours be able to have that item in your mouth as a part of your inventory. Here's a list of all the items and what they do. You can see some of them are pretty much the same. Salmon trophy gives you salmon, so it gives you money. So that's actually crazy if you get free salmon every day and salmon turns into be a decent currency, who knows. Gives energy / time to the player. These are all the food items that goes all the way down to here. The gold bar will also give you salmon, same with the money. And then here's where I start to like some of these more niche ones. A flashlight. If you have the flashlight in your mouth, it adds light to the area. Now imagine you're in a place that's always dark and you have a flashlight. You're just gonna stand out. I just think it's kind of cool. Anyways, you got the spray paint. Allows you to spray paint walls. You'll be one of the only people spray painting walls. When you spray paint, people are gonna know it's you. That's pretty cool. I mean, for the most part, they'll know it's you. There's other people with the spray paint. Sticky notes, you'll be able to leave sticky notes. That's so cool. The VR glasses give a peek into other islands for a few seconds, because if you don't have that bear, you can't go on that island. So you'll at least be able to see what's going on there. And then discount / skip cards will allow you to get a discount on purchases or the ability to skip a mission. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it gives you the ability. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. It looks like the N95 mask somehow also gives you energy and time to the player. Now here's where it talks about experience points, which I thought was going to be pretty cookie cutter. You do this, you get experience. But no, the more rare your bear, you get more experience. So that means if you got a rarer bear, you're going to level up way faster than all your homies. And you'll be able to flex those mad experience points and ranks. Here's where it talks about some of the mini games. There's a bunch. I'm not even going to go through them. You can pause the video and read yourself. This video's gone on long enough. There are plenty. Just more mini games. More mini games. Each is different difficulty. We talked about that. The land and business. We talked about that. This is more in depth. I'm not going to go through it. This video is already way too long. But you can read over that yourself. Pause the video at any time. More land and businesses. The total amount of businesses are right here. These are all the lists. Again, you can read through that. And this is the way their token is going to look. And it will be available in the following denominations. So there'll be a 1 coin token, a 2 coin token, 3, 4, 5. You get it. Alright, we'll be wrapping it up here. They have a voice chat option, which you can pay Salmon, which is their in-game currency, to have a voice chat session. So if you don't know somebody and you want to say like, hey, let's talk for like 20-30 minutes, I guess you can create a private room where you go and you talk with people that you don't want everybody else to hear your conversation. I don't know, seems kind of interesting, but cool concept nonetheless. There's going to be events, a public chat room, all that sort of thing. You'll be able to add your friends, so all of that stuff is pretty cool. There's going to be a marketplace like we've already talked about, and to wrap it up completely, they're using Unity, programming with C#, all the goodies if you want to pause here and read through it. But this is where I'm going to end the video. All right, I'm going to take a quick moment to shout out some people. Ben Ada, he jumped in my Discord and he has been calling out bears for like the last week. You're the man. I appreciate you. OJ Gones, I appreciate you. You showed me the white paper and we went through it and we discussed it together, so I appreciate you. And then somebody in the team shouted me out on Twitter as well. Sorry that I don't know, but I really appreciate you as well. The whole OG Bears team, I just love you. All right, so just know that I appreciate the hell out of you. And anyways, guys, like and subscribe if any of this content helps you. This has been Atlantic. Get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so we can spend more time with them. Till next time, guys. Peace.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.